Greetings, Starfinders. Welcome back to the Secret Lab with me, your host and GM for the evening, Jevon Fox. Tonight we're going to be continuing our Starfinder campaign. More science fiction RPG action with the gang. Not a huge amount to report. It's been a bit of a rough week, so I'm looking forward to some escapism with you folks. Now, the real question is, will our intrepid party be able to delve any deeper into the mysteries of Cryonis 3? There are threats on all sides. Potential allies, potential enemies. Who is who? Friend or foe? Who knows? Are you at home any closer to solving the mystery of this peculiar icy moon with its many layers of intrigue? Answers on a postcard. Feel free to chime in and chat. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it, shall we? Okay. So, gang, welcome back. Good to see you all. Hope you've had a fine week.
Hi.
A little recap then. So last week, you managed to uncover quite a lot about Cryonis 3. You managed to discover some notes of Dr. Helsig's from his lab out in the plains. You began to attempted to infiltrate the hunters' camp outside of town to varying degrees of success.
100% success.
However, with no help from me whatsoever, you managed to not die. So that is something. Oh, you've got Cal. Welcome to the Secret Lab. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. So yeah, we left you. Blaz had rumbled. Blaz, in an attempt to break into a small hab module on the corner of the hunter's camp, had a little bit of an unfortunate hacking roll and triggered some countermeasures. A small alarm was triggered. She managed to get away, slip into the night, did not get rumbled. However, Blaz, somewhat less nimble than she, decided the best thing to do in the moment, an inspired turn, I have to say, was to play dead. So he dropped to the deck and was taken inside a kind of communal area of the hunter's camp, where he was woken up, regained consciousness, and embarked on some inspired acting to cover his tracks. Face and an Ormungandr decided to head in on the ass, the rusty Mustang's small ATV vehicle to try and smooth things over and see if they couldn't retrieve Blaz from the interrogation of the hunters. But outnumbered, they were themselves taken in for interrogation and managed to tread a fine line between standing their ground and like I say, not getting themselves murdered. While she looked on from beyond. Of course, we are missing at the moment Clara Gayl. Clara Gayl was abducted by the native Arachnoids of this planet. the week before last, and we've seen no sight nor sound of her since. It appears she's been whisked away into the tunnels that seem to riddle this area of the planet, and it's on our team to, I suppose, hope to rescue her at some point. But of course, they don't know where she is, and they're up against forces unknown. So I think that brings us pretty much up to speed. We did have a little revelation about a mysterious element that's been discovered by Dr. Ubel Helsig here on Cryonis 3, and as a previously undiscovered element that has some strange properties, affecting, as it does, the mass of its surroundings. I'm sure you at home can think of any number of applications for such a remarkable element. And how does that play into everything? Well, we don't know, but we know that it might be responsible for the strange orbital path that Cryonis 3 is on. And that, I think, brings us up to speed.
Indeed.
So we rejoin the party at the Hunter's Camp. And now I have actually made a map of the Hunter's Camp. If you'd like to bring up Owlbear Radio, I will quickly drag in your tokens so we can kind of see where everybody is. So let me just bear with
No need, we're leaving.
You're just straight off, are you?
I kid. Carry on. Sorry.
So I haven't managed to do absolutely every last token and thing, but it's relatively there. So who have we got? We've got Face is in there. Let's drop him in. We've also oopsie daisy. I don't mean to do that. I need to be back on the hand tool. Cross. Ugh.
Guys, any idea how I get it to work? Sorry.
I will pop the. Can somebody just DM?
Thank you.
Ellie the password, just owlbear.rodeo and join game. Somebody can Discord that over.
I'm in mine, but that isn't coming up either. For some reason.
Yeah, that's what.
It might be. I'll ping the. I did change the password a little while ago, so that might be the issue here. Let me just pop it in again. Where's my Discord gone? There we go. It's another slick operation here, isn't it, folks?
I'm gonna briefly express some frustration after last week. Gonna take my Natasha Romanov moment tied to a chair being beaten. I'm interrogating this guy and he was giving me everything, and you turned up to rescue me. We uncovered, I'm not gonna say uncovered, Blaz discerned a slightly flinchy reaction when someone mentioned Dr. Helsig. The hunters, Blaz things, were in on whatever happened to that little skittermandery dude.
I think I've got one
I
more time.
cannot.
Still struggling with Owlbear.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Me too.
I've got mine now.
We got it. Cool.
You have to go to the actual front page of Owlbear and then type in, and then it will work.
Okay.
I did.
Owlbear Radio. Join game.
Yeah.
And then it's just a password.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's working. Thank you.
I think it's loading up. Cool.
Excellent.
Yay. Oh, very pretty.
Yeah, I spent a bit of time on this one where I've managed to claw back a few
Looking
minutes.
good.
I obviously have the wrong password.
I did
embarrassing.
update it, so that'll be why.
Oh.
Okay, so let's bring this up on screen so everybody can see what's going on. Now, is everything going to be lined up? It is. Excellent. Okay then, folks. At home. So this is the Hunter's Camp. So let's just take a little tour here. So this is the Rusty Mustang transport pulled up at the entrance to the camp. There's a little bit of a few of the hunters' vehicles. A fire of arachnoid corpses rages at the entrance to the camp, the smoke wafting across the camp. We have these kind of container-type modules down the sides here, which we discussed last week. The module which Blaz tried to hack into didn't entirely go well, and we're over here at the kind of communal stores and utility area of the camp. Inside, we have big old face, Blaz, Ormungandr, Dex, a couple of these sentries, and the two of the hunting team. We didn't get their names last week, but I'll tell you that it's Wes and Quint. Quint being the sort of ratty-looking dude, and Wes being the guy with the big, fairly serious-looking heavy weapon strapped to his ample frame. So there we go. I've just realised I've frozen everybody. There we go. It should still start moving again. So, guys, over to you. What do you want to do?
So at the end of the last session, we'd been given permission to leave, I believe.
You had.
Well, we hadn't been given permission so much as being told to fuck off.
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
Well, yes, but we were also invited to join up, right?
Well, obviously, when you guys arrived, you asked the administrator of the colony, Nix Moserata, to send a message to the hunters saying, we've got some shareholder representatives in town, and they want information about the progress of your mission clearing the Arachnoids from the mines, which he did do. So they were expecting a visit at some point to discuss the Arachnoid problem. Obviously, the first meeting didn't go entirely smoothly, but you've managed to kind of calm them down sufficiently so that they will exchange some info with you, some intel with you, perhaps begrudgingly. But yeah, they've pretty much said, look, don't come up here unannounced again. Perhaps you're best off back in town, not least because, as far as the hunters are aware, you have lost 2 members of your party, She and Clara, which has only cemented their opinion of you, which is you are not equipped to be out here.
We told them that we lost Blaz and Clara.
Sorry, my mistake.
Yeah, and we found Blaz, so we're only missing 1 now.
I'm just freezing my ass off somewhere outside. I'm fairly sure that frostbite will have set in at this point.
Yeah, so
you've got your thermals on. You'll be okay.
Currently, yeah, you are positioned in sniping position on Overwatch over the camp. I think we decided you were about 150, 200 yards out, didn't we? Just you pushed back onto the ridge. So you are not on the map as it at the moment, but we know where you are. You're off to the west at the moment. So.
I'm still contemplating just killing this guy.
No.
Someone say something before I do it and snap.
Sam, make your pitch to join these guys, and Face and I will leave.
I will remind you you have been disarmed as well on the way in.
Yeah. So, is that still open to us, Jay, for us to? Are they still? Is the offer us to hunt with them still available?
If you want to tag along on one of their clearance sorties, then they will begrudgingly let you tag along.
Okay, that's what I'll do then. So I will say, look, the way I figure it, I'll address this to Dex. So, the way I see things, you've saved a member of our party, and we owe you something in return. I acknowledge I'm not a specialist hunter like the rest of you, but I am, contrary to what you may think, a skillful fighter. So my services are yours to use as you see fit.
Well,
to compensate you for our inconvenience.
We'll be heading out at dawn. We'll be heading to the northern mine. If you wanna, you seem fairly handy. If you wanna tag along, well, I guess we can babysit a while.
Very well. Good soldiers follow orders.
Well, my men have got to get their rest. We got a big day tomorrow. If you're planning on coming along, there's a spare rack down at the bottom of the camp. For the rest of you,
Much appreciated.
if you ain't pitching in, I suggest you be on your merrier.
Yep, I'm just gonna get up and walk out before I kill someone.
Laz retrieves his shock staff and anything else that he may have been deprived of during his Oscar-worthy performance and saunters out, giving a little salute to the guys on his way.
My weapons are still in the ash, right? So I can just pick them up when I.
Yeah. I know you left some stuff in the wagon, and what was confiscated from you on the way in is handed back warily, and you are tracked on your way back to the vehicle by the.
When they try to give my axe back, when they hand it to me, I'm just gonna teleport it into my hand instead, and like. Just, I'm just gonna. They reach out to me and I just teleport it into my hand, just to look cool.
Okay. So you guys make your way back to the wagon.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And
So
we go pick up She.
yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
So she is still out in the waste at the moment. Ormungandr's going to hang out here for the remainder of the night. What are you thinking, She? Because of course you've been out of communication because they haven't been able to use their comms units while this has been going on. You've just been watching the camp. What's been going through your mind?
Well, knowing what they're like, I was worried they'd all get themselves killed. So I was pretty relieved to see them come out in one piece. But I was there, guys. I was ready to cover you. If anyone had come out, I would have shot them in the head happily. I might still be really just so relieved to see you all come out. Bit confused about why Ormungandra's staying in the camp, but I guess you guys can fill me in when you pick me up.
Okay then. So in that case, yeah, we're going to presume you all just basically bundle into the wagon, head back to town. Is that where you're?
Yep.
You obviously you're going. You'd be going via the. If you get back onto the roadway, you'd be going via the landing pads. So you could potentially stop off at the Rusty Mustang if you felt any need to. So yeah, I'll let you have a bit of a think about that. But in the meantime, Ormungandr finds himself being escorted, and I'll just quickly get rid of these tokens. So yeah, Ormungandr is escorted down to by a couple of the sentries. Quint and Dex and Wes fairly quickly disappear back to their habs, and the two sentries escort Ormungandr down to the bottom of the camp.
I want to move myself.
Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, you can move
So,
them, yeah.
they disappear. They disappear. Okay. So the sentry, obviously, oopsie daisy, just changing his height completely. Doesn't look as quite as ferocious, perhaps, as the other hunters you've met so far. Bit more of a pay packet employee. You get the impression from their general get-up, and you're pretty good at sensing the hierarchy in a combat unit, and it becomes pretty clear that you've been assigned to one of the grunts to go and share a bunk. So yeah, he's still a little bit wary of you, but he's pretty confident. He's got a lot of backup around. You're only one guy, big guy, but he's been tackling some pretty horrific beasts for the last few weeks. And he shows you inside his bunk, which is... Yeah, let's just get rid of this. You'll have to excuse the Spartan accommodations. I've got to do it on my map here. So I need to get rid of There we go. So, yeah, it's pretty Spartan. Sort of. Well, I guess you're taking the floor. You don't mind that, do you?
No problem. I've slept on the floor before many times. Slept in trenches, slept in sewers, slept in spaceships.
You seen much action?
Yeah, mainly on Vesk Prime, but also a little on Absalon Station. I've never killed any bugs before, but I've killed pretty much everything else.
Well, you'll probably get your chance. There's a lot of them down
Have
there.
Have you seen a lot of action with these arachnids?
We've been non-stop since we got here. They just seem to keep on coming.
Any patterns?
Well,
Any specific tactics?
they follow the ore deposits. We know that much. That's why we thought we'd be safe down. That's why the miners thought they'd be safe down here. All the ore's really up in the mountains. It's just nigh and impossible to mine. But yeah, they've been flooding down from the hills over the last few weeks. Every time we clear out one of the small nests, is another two pop up in this place. But it's good. It's good money.
How much are you getting per head? If you don't mind me asking.
Well, we're getting paid. We're getting paid by it's a contract. I don't negotiate any of that. That's all Dex and the agency. We're just hard hands. I'm on a weak
So
rate.
have you mainly been fighting in the northern mine or in the south?
Well, we've wrecked it around. I mean, the north and the south, they seem to have about the same level of problem. Sometimes we split up, sometimes we go in and force. They hate the smell of their dead. That's why we got the fire going out there. What we do is we post up outside the mine. We get a big old fire going, and use some of the industrial blowers that they use to ventilate the mines. Blow that smoke right down in there. It helps clear them out. It tends to push them back, and then we just go in, clean up any stragglers, but as soon as we finish, they're back again. Could be quite a long posting at this rate. Doesn't bother me though.
What kind of weapons are you using to kill them primarily?
Well, they're pretty tough. They kind of like absorb some of the stuff from the ore. They're pretty solid. Don't like fire though.
Fine. So the big chap, is that why he's got his at a flamethrower?
Oh yeah, you should see that thing go. Clean out whole tunnels.
Any other weapons? Magic? Sorcery?
Well, we ain't much for magic around here. Just big old guns, bullets, lasers. They all do the trick. It's just, yeah, if you got something with a little flame on the end, they sure don't like that.
What are their offensive capabilities like? Have you guys taken any injuries, any wounds, any casualties?
Well, we've had some close calls. We tend to take it pretty careful. You sure don't want to get cornered on your own by those things. As far as... Well, the little ones... They're not too bad, but there's a lot of them. As they get bigger, they get weirder. We had one of the guys hit by this web stuff, kinda tied him all up. Guy could barely move. If he'd have been on his own, he'd be done.
What did they do? Okay, so they didn't get to carry him off because you guys were there to save him.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you never want to be heading down there on your own.
Have you actually sustained any injuries? Have they actually physically tried to attack?
Well, we might look like a bunch of pirates, but we're This ain't our first gig, you know. We don't take any unnecessary chances. You can when you got no backup out here. We smoke out the mines. We flame the tunnels. Clear up any stragglers. Push in as far as we can. As soon as we face too much resistance, we pull out, start over again. The one thing the Arachnoids have got going for them is numbers. You go too deep, all of a sudden they're popping out the walls, you get cornered, you're fucked.
How do they react if you're with the smoke then? I mean, if you have sufficient smoke, will they just, do they run away? Do they ignore you? How do they interact?
Well, they don't like it. It's like a deterrent. Now, it don't hurt them. And if they're backed into a corner, they'll still fight. But if you want to disperse them, that's the way to do it. Then you got the numbers back on your side, you see? You can scatter the little ones. Then you got a chance to go room by room.
So it's like a repellent.
You got it.
The smell of them burning.
That's right. That's what we'll be doing tomorrow.
I'll be interested to watch you guys in action. I shall observe closely. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, I'll grab some shot then, I guess.
Yeah, I gotta get some rack time.
So Ormungandr rolls his pack, beds down, sort of looks a bit sad at the fact that he's got no more cheroots to smoke, no more lizards on stick to snack on, and just sort of drifts away into a light combat sleep.
Nice. Our man sleeps pretty well, but occasionally gets woken by the Vesk tummy rumble. He's not used to sleeping with that, so that just slightly disturbs him, but it's fine. Meanwhile, the rest of our party are in the ass, trundling back to town. What's your plan, guys?
Have we picked up Shi?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
And I
I'm
presume
glad to be not driving for once.
Yeah, I presume you've caught her up as well, but by this stage on what went down at the hunter's camp.
I've explained my masterful strategy in the way that Ormungandr and Face ruined my intelligence gathering operation.
Yeah, I'm now trying to get rid of the stress headache you've just given me after listening to that.
Okay, are you beelining straight back to town? Are you going via the Rusty Mustang? Are you? And when you get back to if you are not stopping on the way, what's your plan? It's late, but you know.
I say we sleep on the Musty Mustang tonight.
Okay.
The Musty
That makes
Mustang.
sense.
The Musty Mustang, yeah.
Yeah, the Musty Mustang.
Okie dokie, yeah, sure. Well, as you approach the Rusty Mustang, even though it's late, there's a the cargo ramp comes down. You can just drive straight on up into the cargo bay, and you're met by a somewhat concerned Clem. He's not heard from you for a while. Well, hey, there you are. What's been going on?
Hey, Clem.
Hey there, partner.
You do not want to know what's been going on.
Clara's gone missing. She's been taken by the bugs.
Missing? Oh no. Well, is there anything me or Yarla can do? I liked her. I'd hate to see anything happen to her.
Have you got any sort of equipment that could locate a ping of hers?
Well, sounds a bit high end for the Mustang. I mean, we got stuff aboard. We got all kinds, but nothing that's gonna help your tracker, especially through all this rock. But if there's anything else I can do to help, you just ask. If we can help
Have
at
you
all.
got any lizards on sticks? Did you bring any?
Well, there's some food in the crates in the bag. You're welcome to help yourself to the kitchen and the crates. You know, Mi casa y su casa.
Okay, I'm gonna go make some food. And have a little think.
So what's going on in there anyway? You any closer to working out how we can get out of here? I gotta be honest, I ain't too keen on these bugs running around.
Yeah, I think we've got some thinking to do, really. I think we were chatting on the way back in the ass about tomorrow going into town and trying to speak to people and see what more we can find out. Like obviously, Clara going missing has hit us all hard, and we want to get her back. It's not just about finding Helsing anymore. It's personal.
Okay, well, it's been all quiet here, with no shipments going out and barely anybody been here.
You've
Bit
had
too
no
quiet.
visitors to the ship?
Nope,
No one from the town? No.
nobody's come by our way.
Not seen anyone lurking around.
Well, we keep an eye out, but there's only the two of us, and we gotta sleep sometimes. So, but now we're not seeing anyone. With the mine shut down, it seems like the spaceport's just dead.
I don't know. Are you able to receive communications at all, or is the comms tower? Is that still down?
Well, the Mustang comms are working just fine.
Have you had any comms from from Absalom? Have you heard maybe from Aldous?
Yeah, can we get a message to him?
Nothing
Do
new,
you
but
reckon?
yeah, sure. If you want to jump on the comms, help yourself.
I think we need to message Aldous and tell him that there's some weird shit going down on this planet.
Yes,
Giant.
definitely.
That maybe send the bear for backup.
Mm-hmm.
We could get the bear. That would be cool.
Okay.
But tell him the planet doesn't have much time. It's probably going to get fucked up pretty quick.
Whoa, hey there. What do you mean the planet's gonna get fucked up?
Whoa. That's one of the theories that we're working on.
I'm going to explain to Clem and Yarla, if she's there, all about how the planet is possibly very soon going to enter a sort of phase where all the metal ore in the ground is going to be pulled out of whack and up through the floor and into the sky, and then it's going to come crashing down on everything.
And I'm going to try and calm them down by cautioning and caveating everything that Faye says.
Buzz is just going to be stood behind Face, leaning around him, going, "Nuts! I don't want to listen to him." It just cracks. It's the pressure.
Well, hey, I look. If what you're saying is true, like how long have we got?
Well, we don't know exactly, but it's definitely not another 200 or 100 years, however long they thought it would be. It's probably less than that.
All right. Well, thanks for letting me know. Look, I mean, do we need to get up? Do I need to take the Mustang off?
We don't need to leave
surface?
now.
No.
I would just keep it ready to go.
All right. Well, I'll keep her taking over. Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah,
Yep.
just as long as we can get off quickly when we need to,
Yeah.
we should be fine.
Hey, no
I don't think the planet's going to explode, but there's going to be some dangerous shit going on, and we don't want to be here when it happens.
No problem with
That's
me.
chimes in with, as long as we can get off quickly, everyone's going to be happy.
Yep.
Hey,
Just
it's like
to
my
reassure
friend
you,
Blaz used to
Clem.
say about the ladies down the old... Never mind.
Just to reassure you, Clem, that if anything does kick off, we'll radio you by comms. We won't let you guys be in danger.
All right, and the sooner we can get off this moon, the better. It's giving me the willies.
I have something in my backpack that I'm going to equip now.
Ooh, what you got?
It is the camouflage membrane.
Okay.
It's a fine webbing coated with reactive dyes that can be altered through minor electrical charges. It can be slipped over clothing or armor and adjusted to reflect the patterns of the local terrain to provide camouflage.
Very nice.
Which gives me a +2 circumstance bonus to stealth checks when I'm in that biome. So I'm gonna set it to snow.
Nice. And it gives you how much to stealth though? Check.
+2 to stealth.
Nice. Very good. Okay.
I feel like you could have used this earlier.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering why this didn't happen 3 episodes ago.
Well, because now we're getting serious.
It is getting serious.
Oh god.
What's this called again? I want to get one when we get back. What's this
It's
called
called
again?
camouflage membrane. Yeah.
Excellent.
So I'm gonna camouflage up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, everybody get some shut eye? Or is it anything else you want to cover?
Do we want to send that message to Aldous now, or should we do it in the morning?
You can send it now, yeah.
The quicker we get it
Okay.
done, the better. Really.
Yeah. It's got to make a. To get a response. It's going to have to take a round trip as well. It's you're right out on the rim, so it could take a while.
Okay.
To get a response. So yeah, data packet sent. Lovely. Okay. So, as our party tuck themselves in for the evening. Thanks for the sub, Ellie. And some. Oh, hang on a second. It's Don Darkcat is only going crazy with the gift subs again. Thank you, matey. Yeah. I would say sunsets over Cryonis 3, but of course it's been set for some time, and actually the days are getting incredibly short now. Even in the short amount of time you've been here, you've noticed that we are definitely entering an Arctic winter. The sun barely peeks its little head, or suns, I should say, sorry, barely peek their head over the horizon anymore. A little bit earlier than you would have anticipated, having read up on the planet on the way in. But of course, we now know that is probably no surprise, given the strange orbital mechanics of Cryonis 3. So, the following morning then. Let's pick up with the Rusty Mustang crew. Are you heading, just jumping straight in the wagon and heading to town?
I'm just seeing if there's anything that I need to either leave here or take with
Sure.
me.
Yeah, equip
Do we
yourselves.
need any supplies, guys?
I am going to equip my concussion grenade. Yeah, other than that, I don't need my umbrella. It's probably going to break in this weather.
Blaz is going to trade on the previously established rapport with Clem over good stuff and ask for a flask of good stuff to take with him.
Well, I'll top you off there, friend, but just don't let the big guy know.
Between you and me, man.
She is just going to grab an extra pair of socks in case she gets stuck out in the cold again for many hours.
Practical, very practical, like it. Doubling up on socks.
Um,
Because he's a fairly well stocked, I mean, it's a cargo ship. It's fairly well stocked with all manner of bits and bobs for your adventures. So.
I know I'm not there, Jay. Can I just ask? Is there rope on the ship as well?
Yeah,
We have rope,
yeah.
Guys, bear in mind the length of that, the depth of that crevice. It might be worth finding out whether there's sufficient rope that we can actually get to the bottom.
It's like 300 feet of rope.
Yeah, 300 feet of rope. It's a big cargo ship, isn't it?
It's a lot of rope.
It's a lot of rope, but you know.
Gonna need a bigger boat.
Gonna need a bigger rope.
Yeah, you can
But it's
see.
worth checking the settlement for that as well. When you're about to.
We can presume that this
have a look.
conversation is taking place over your PCUs, which are working.
Yeah.
A little morning,
we've
morning
called
check-in with
Ormungandr for an
Ormungandr.
update.
Yeah.
Yeah, so-
Ormungandr,
To
can you
make sure
update
it's
us?
okay.
Update us
Yeah.
on your position and your whereabouts and what's going on right now.
And my position's on an uncomfortable floor in a pretty cold standard issue hab block. I think we're going to be going out hunting this morning. I don't know if they hunt at certain times. I don't know if they're vulnerable at certain times, but I'm gathering what intel I can. It seems that they hate the smell of their own dead. That might be of use. I'm thinking maybe if we can get some of the ashes of their bodies and use that, smear it over ourselves, use it to mask our scent, or possibly as a repellent, then maybe rappel down the chasm where we lost Clara and proceed from there to see if we can find our captain. So maybe when you guys are in the settlement, look for some means of us descending to the bottom of that chasm.
Okay, I'm also going to look for some bug spray. I suggest you do the same.
Actually, what I could do with is some containers, because if we can bottle some of this bug ash, we can maybe use it later. I'll have a sniff around the camp, see if I can find anything.
Okay.
Buzz signs off with a selfie for Ormungandr, just a peace sign, and captioned, "Ask Wes if his hair's still sticking up."
Yeah, I won't be doing that. He seems really pissed off about that still. The guy cannot take a joke. He stole my low cigar, and I've got no lizards on sticks left. I might have to burn off some energy later, maybe by challenging him to spar with me, but I'm not going to pick a fight with him because he seems pretty murderous.
Okay.
Well, don't get caught, and if you do, tell us where they take you so we can find both you and Clara.
I'm not going to get caught doing anything. I'm just gonna sit back, gather intel, follow orders, and then come back to you guys.
Okay.
And no eating people.
Maybe eat one person.
No people.
Half a person, maybe.
I will grudgingly resist my temptation to eat anyone for the time being, but I make no promises in the long term.
We appreciate that.
Okay, well, we'll see you later, Ormungandr.
Copy that.
On completion of that call, Ormungandr's bunkmate is like, "Well, you come to the mess for some food."
Sounds like a plan. I assume I've got all my weapons back now, Jay, do I?
You are back to full strength, yes. Your bunkmate leads you over back across the hunter's camp to the mess where you the room where you were interrogated the night before, and there's a handful. You see people drifting in and out. There's the four or so, I think you estimate it's hard to tell because you haven't counted them all up yet, but there's 4 to 6 kind of like, should we say, grunts, and then the 4 leaders of the group, headed by Dex Griffin.
3 of them are there?
4 in total. So there's Dex, there's Wes, there's Quint, and there's the taller, rangier, somewhat more alien-looking cat that you saw the night before.
Is it it's actually what they call the cat species?
No, sorry, no. That's just my turn of phrase.
No problem.
Kind of. I suppose almost elven looking, but sort of a bit moodier, a lot moodier.
So 14 in total.
So you've got the 4 leaders and 4 to 6 sort of sentry types. So you sort of like 8 to 10.
Maybe 10. Yeah, 8 to 10.
Yeah. And people are making their way in and out. Can you give me a quick perception check?
Yes, that's... Let me just get my... That was a good roll, by the way. So... 23.
Okay. You are... While you are tagging along with them, you are obviously on an intel gathering mission, not only about the Arachnoids, but also just trying to get a lay of the land with these freelancers. And you notice people going up and grabbing their sort of morning rations. Everybody's just pretty much grabbing a tray and making their way back to their residence, or just basically stocking up and pocketing it, and making their way out to the vehicles to sort of run some vehicular checks and just general morning prep for the day's work ahead. The rest are sat around with piping hot mugs of caf and tucking into their breakfast, like maybe a quick game of cards. You do notice you notice Quint, the ratty looking character, help himself to 2 trays, despite being one of the smaller members of the group, actually one of the slighter members of the group, and make his way directly out of the mess.
Well, so I suppose I'll take my tray and some of my caf, and I'll head towards my quarters, but I'll just keep an eye on him because it's quite open, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
I'll just see where he heads off to on the map.
Okay. You
or maybe I tell you what, I'll just take some caffeine and just go outside like I'm going to enjoy the brisk Arctic air as a kind of warrior pilgrim like Ormungandr would. Just supping some coffee. And what I'll actually do is I'll head across the courtyard to where the clearing to where all the bodies are piled, where they're burning.
Okay, yeah.
Just to have a look at them and try and pick up a scent. And while I'm doing it, I'll surreptitiously watch where he goes.
Okay. Well, you obviously he made his way out, and you kind of didn't want to jump to your feet and chase after him. So you gave him a second, and as you made your way outside, he's gone. Disconcertingly quickly, like you were right behind him, but yet
he's disappeared.
Disappeared, which is surprising.
It's like in a video game where when you go through a door and the NPC you're following is just gone.
So, Jay, can I ask? Are there
Yes.
people? There's the main 7 kind of standard issue. I guess hab blocks, shall I call them?
Mm-hmm.
Can I see? Is it obvious that those are in use? That people are transiting from those?
People are coming and going. Yeah,
from.
yeah.
So those main ones. Can I look and see if I'm aware there's a lot of people moving around, but it's all snow, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's been any fresh snowfall. Can I see if his tracks have gone anywhere either side?
The whole kind of everywhere you would walk, is all sort of pretty compacted down. It's a mess of footprints and compacted ice and snow. So that's not really going to work. But you can see that like a couple of the residence doors are open. As like people are sort of doing much the same as you. On their doorstep, having a cup of caffeine and a smoke. You spot Dex doing that from one of the hab modules opposite, the sort of top right one as we were looking at it on the map. In fact, what I might do is very quickly just cut back to that map when I've just moved a couple of things around to just give you a bit of a lay of the land. So give me 2 seconds. So you've got Dex on his doorstep there. You see. He was in the mess. Bear with me, I'm just going to set this up because I think it's probably easier to actually see it physically. So,
shall I move myself to the front of the?
Yeah, if you can just quickly pop yourself where you
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
I mean, it's your roommates up here in the mess.
So there are 2 doors out of the mess, aren't there?
Yes, and there's a side
right,
door
yeah?
that leads to the yard.
And which door did Rat Boy exit from?
He exited from the door to the left. I'll just put this up on the screen.
So this one here, yeah? The one I'm closest to.
Yes, that's
yeah.
right. Just move the map view for everybody else. So there's a couple more sentries inside the mess hall.
Jay, do I know what this hexagonal building off to it'll be Ormungandr's right is?
That's the building that Blaz tried to hack his way into last night.
Okay.
And there's another sentry in the mess over here.
Might be worth another run on that at some point, guys.
And he's in there.
Definitely, we just need the right mix of stealth and computers in one.
We'll be fine now that Dragon Boy's put on his Hoth battle suit. Can stealth his way in.
Exactly.
Wait a minute. Can you give that to anyone? Face? Can anyone wear that? Or is it?
Yeah.
It might
give
be
it
worth,
to Blaz.
Yeah, it might be worth giving it to Blaz so that he can try. So the 2 of those guys can try and infiltrate that again.
Okay then.
Yeah.
So the map is basically as it is at the moment. So over here you've obviously got Dex on his stoop. You've got another sentry just lurking around on his stoop here. you know that this one is, you presume it's empty because that's where you just came from. This is your mate up here having his breakfast. Yeah, and you don't know where big rangy doc guy is at the moment, or Quint for that matter.
I'll head over with my coffee to Dex.
Okay, sure.
I'll say, good morning.
Morning. You
Just wanted
sleep okay?
not too bad. I find that sleeping on a cold floor is quite good for me. Otherwise, I get a bit soft.
Yeah, I can relate.
I wanted to thank you again for finding my party member and apologize for us as a group maybe getting off on the wrong foot. I'm hoping we can improve things going forward from here.
Well, I suppose that depends on how useful you make yourself today.
I can appreciate that. As I said, I'm yours to command, and I'll be of as much assistance as I can be. But obviously, this is your rodeo. I haven't fought these things before. I did have a chat with one of your men about it. Sounds interesting. So they don't like the smell of their own dead.
That's right. We keep the burn going pretty much 24/7.
So when you infiltrate the tunnels, do you use the ash from them on yourselves, or how does that work?
Not much need. We just plume the smoke down there, clear the first chambers, work through, pick off stragglers, wait until we face resistance we don't like the odds of, pull back, start again.
Mainly firearms, mainly long-range weaponry?
Yeah, you don't want to be getting close to those guys.
Okay. As you may have guessed, my principal means of combat is close quarter. So if you want me to be of use, I'm pretty handle with a pistol, but is there a weapon you prefer that I use? That you have that I can maybe borrow?
He looks a little bit kind of... You'll find a weapons rack in the corner of the mess hall. You can help yourself to one of our rifles.
Appreciate it. And this is where I check where I could actually... So I've got... So are they long arms, Jay?
They'll be standard ranged, I think, most likely.
I'm not good with long arms. Let's see if they've got some pistols.
Yeah, if I remember that right,
Okay.
they're pretty much standard lasgun kind of type dealios.
That's pistols?
I will have to pull it. I'll have to pull it up from the armory in the break.
Yeah, no problem. So I'm guessing I can't. There's no other indications. Actually, what? I'll just go to Dex. I'm gonna look. This might be a bit. You might consider this a bit rude. You don't happen to have a cigar, do you? A gentleman took the last one off me last night.
That was him, wasn't it?
It was.
It was. He pauses for a second and then returns your cheroot. Never did like those alien smokes anyhow.
I do appreciate it. You don't know what you're missing though. Best tobacco is grown on Best Secundus.
I'll take that under
See a
advisement.
psycho here. Okay, he sparks up, takes a puff on his cheroot. I think I've struck up a bit of a rapport with Mr. Dex.
As you spark up, you hear across the way, and our Weasley-looking friend Quint emerges from the door on the corner of the hexagonal hab block, tray free, and returns to the mess hall.
Okay, I'll obviously I've noticed, but I'll act as if I'm, as if I'm paying it no mind. I just
You
smoke my cigar.
You play it cool, Trig.
Sip my cap, playing it cool as a giant lizard on a snow planet. That's
Nice.
how cool.
Well, if you don't mind, I gotta get ready to saddle up. I suggest you do the same.
We'll do, Cap.
He sidles back
Okay,
inside.
yeah, I'll go and get the necessary kit, and I guess just I'll wait and see if when they posse up and where we go.
Cool. Right, back to our main party over at the Rusty Mustang. They are getting up after probably a slightly more comfortable night's sleep on the homely Rusty Mustang. And yeah, the day is young. What's the plan, gang?
So we're going into town, guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everyone on the ass.
We've all got our things to do, right?
Absolutely. So Vlad, you were going to go and see the lady bartender. Can't remember her name. Sorry.
Osharains.
That's the one. I am going to go and speak to head of security and try and get a little bit more information out of him.
Is there any way we can like pre-open like a call on our comms so that we can all hear what's going on with each other?
You could leave
That'd be
an
great.
open open channel, yeah.
I think that would be a wise idea. Just in case one of us
Definitely.
gets in trouble, you know, the other
Yeah.
one can sort of like bolt and just.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Grand. All right then. What I'm going to do? Oh, sorry, Cole. Gotcha.
I was just going to ask Face, are you going to go and see Nix?
Yeah. Yeah.
That should be fun.
Oh, it's going to be great.
I think you're going to enjoy it.
I'm sure I will.
Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to take a slightly earlier break than usual this week. Not least because I've been running around flapping as usual before the show. Yeah, we're going to take just a couple of minutes if that's all right, because I feel like we've got quite a lot of ground to cover when we get back. So yeah, that and also helps me prep it. Is there anything, by the way, guys, that you need me to check or look up apart from what type of gun you've got, Sam? Is there anything that I need to be quickly digging me through my books on in the break before we come back? Just have a think. Let me know. I don't think there is, apart from Sam's gun, but yeah, have a think. Let me know. Right, we're going to take a couple of minutes, guys. Do stick with us, and yeah, when we get back, we'll see if we can unpick this multi-skinned onion a little bit more. All right, see you in a tick.
Guys, something's just occurred to me. If we're all pulling out, if I'm pulling out of camp with the hunters, yeah, to go on a bug hunt.
Is there anyone going to be left behind?
Right. The point is that it should be denuded of most of the henchmen and the prime hunters. So now might be the time to consider trying to come back and check out that little hexagonal building, because someone's in there. I'm going to suggest it.
Yeah,
There's a good chance it's Dr. Helsing.
I think so too.
What do we think?
I was thinking of like, while in game, I was thinking of like sending you a message to let us know when you left and if anyone was left behind.
So if it does look like it would be a good shout, me and Vlad.
What I'll do is wait and see how many of us head off. Yeah. Once we get far out enough to the mines or something, or once I know how many of us are heading off, I'll tag you on the comms.
Okay.
And
How
let you
many
know
people
what
are there in
situations.
total?
So it's 8 to 10. 4 hunters and
The 3 main guys.
yeah. Yes, so
Okay.
Dex, Wes, Quint, the other guy whose name I don't know, who I'm referring to as Longshanks, and then six of the runts.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a good shout.
Check us out, be more tactical and shit.
It's gonna go wrong.
And not just storming in, being
We've been here
racist to
before.
Minotaurs and throwing axes at people and punching ourselves in the face.
The problem is we have been here. We've been here before, and somebody rolled a nat 1.
Yeah, but
and then
yeah. but this time you'll have a cool camouflage membrane, and you can make out like you're one of the stormtroopers from Hoth.
Okay. Let me get a little new note up and running. Okay, right. So we rejoin our party as most of them trundle into town, back to the settlement on the rusty Mustang's little ATV. Meanwhile, Ormungandr is posseing up with the hunters, and I'll tell you, Ormungandr, that pretty much the whole team, with the exception of Quint and the tall, lanky guy who you've still not met yet, they are not with you. They are still at the camp, along with 2 sentries. 4 sentries, Dex and Wes, climb into a large and fairly serious-looking APC, armoured personnel carrier, with a couple of turrets on top, and you pile aboard and start trundling out across the wastes towards the northern mine complex, which is the nearest mine complex to the hunters' camp.
How far would you say, Jay? How far out is it?
On the APC, maybe half an hour.
So what would that be in sort of miles?
Yeah, I mean you're
Sorry, man. It's not.
No, it's
I'm
fine.
It's fine.
You are. It's gonna be. You're gonna try.
Like 30 miles, probably.
It's not that far because you're not going that fast over the snow.
Rough, it's rough terrain, right? Yeah.
It's slow going in the APC, much quicker than walking because it is deep. However, as soon as you're on the road, it gets a bit quicker. It's going to be half an hour, maybe sort of 10 miles or so there and thereabouts.
My other check is what was the weaponry on offer? Were there any pistols?
You have been given. Just make sure this is. You've been given a railgun.
A railgun?
Yeah.
Wow. I have no idea what that is.
And if I remember rightly, it's a tactical railgun. Oh no, it's not. It's not. No, yeah, it is a tactical railgun you've been given. Seem to be the fairly standard armaments with amongst the freelancers. It's the kind of the go-to rifle. It's a level 3. As a man, fairly well versed in armaments, you would probably recognise these. They're similar in design to the Magnetar rifle. Railgun uses magnetic fields to accelerate its rounds to lethal speeds. It's affordable, popular choice for members of the Starfinder Society and other exploratory groups. Railguns come in tactical and advanced models, with the advanced railgun being slightly larger, but that you are just on a standard tactical model. And just a quick welcome into Def Jeff X. Everybody get your Jeff's kisses in chat, and Devil as well. Hello, Devil. Okay. So yeah, you are trundling out across the waste onto the main road out to the northern mine complex. Meanwhile, you're and you've notified your party of as to the tactical disposition of the camp as it stands. And we return to our friends, the Rusty Mustang crew.
Yeah, one thing: don't go in there and murder everyone and pull him out. Like, I don't get back and they're going to be like, "Oh, the only person who knew where our camp is was the other guy," and then they immediately murder me. So, sneaky, no murder, yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking at you, Sniper Girl, and you,
Fine.
fire-breathing dragon.
When we get to town, I guess we just pull up in town.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go find out where the guy is.
Okay.
Wait.
How am I the one not advocating murder? What the hell has gone wrong here?
So, Face is heading towards...
Sorry, you need to come back.
Face is heading towards... I presume you're heading towards the administrative buildings. How about the rest of you?
Baz is making his way straight for the bar.
Excellent, okay. And she?
She is going to look for the head of security. I'm not sure where he would be.
First person to reach their destination would be Blaz. You drop him off at just outside the gates. She take over the controls just to pull the inside the settlement, because obviously the bar is positioned just outside the settlement gates. And it's pretty quiet. It's first thing in the morning. The only real people in there are a couple of workers, because they haven't got a huge amount else to do at the moment. A lot of them are making the bar their sort of second home during the daytimes, just for a bit of social time that isn't in the mess, that isn't in the canteen, isn't in the administrative meeting space. So there's a couple of people lurking around in the corners, and Osha's pretty much just still clearing up from the night before and tending to the bar.
Blaz walks up to the bar, kind of catches Osha's eye and waves over to her.
Well, good morning there, Bright Eyes.
Thank you very much. I can't tell if it was just the alcohol when I was in here the other night, but was there a spark between us? And he opens his fingers and lets a little energy arc between thumb and forefinger.
Well, that's quite the move there, hon, but you must not spend too much time in the bars out here. I'm afraid we're merely business acquaintances, but it's quite the move. I'll give you that.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I was wondering, do you get any of the hunters in here?
Well, they tend to keep themselves to themselves. They stay out of their camp most of the time. Occasionally, one or two of them will make their way to the settlement, but yeah, they keep themselves to themselves most of the time.
I don't suppose you hear anything from them when they're over here?
They're mainly just here for the booze. They'll share their war stories and maybe try it on with a couple of the locals, but they're all business up there. They normally get dragged back out by the commander at some point.
All work, no play, huh?
Exactly.
Makes Jack a dull boy. Okay. Well, thank you, Osha. It was lovely to see you, but
and you,
I've really got to go find my friend. We lost our captain. She was snatched by the spiders, wouldn't you know it? Shucks.
Osha looks really perturbed by this news. It's a small community, and anytime somebody going missing is a big deal. She looks a little bit disconcerted by your nonchalance about it.
Oh, I can see your concern. Don't worry about it. It's not her first time.
Well, I sure hope she's all right. Those critters are pretty nasty. You say she was taken?
Yeah, has anyone else been snatched by the spiders?
Well, when the miners discovered them, they made their way straight back here. Administrator took a team out, checked that all out, and shut the whole operation down. Only person we've lost is Dr. Helsig.
What's that exactly?
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that, hon.
When was that exactly? When did Helsig up and disappear on you?
Well, it wasn't long after the mines closed. When the Arachnoids started heading down in the plains, it was maybe only a few days afterwards, and maybe you just didn't understand the danger.
Before or after the hunters arrived?
Oh, after.
Like, cocks an eyebrow at Osha. And really?
Yeah. Why?
Seems like a bit of a coincidence, if you know what I mean.
Well, you gotta remember in the early days, it's pretty chaotic around here. Everybody was scared, and Dr. Helsig sometimes will head out for a couple of days on his own before coming back. Nobody thought much of it until, well, enough time had passed, we started to get worried. He'd been spending more and more time up in that lab of his, so it didn't really took us a while to realize what was going on. You think they might be involved?
We were out there last night, just innocently having a poke around, and I briefly was falsely incarcerated, threatened, had to defend myself. It all got a bit rough.
Poke around, huh? You find anything?
Well, put it like this, upon mentioning Dr. Helsig's name, we did elicit a somewhat unnerved and unusual reaction from those hunters.
I think I catch your drift. Well, look, do me a favor, okay? We appreciate the help, and, well, like I say, everyone was scared when the Arachnoids started making an appearance down here, but if they had anything to do with Dr. Helsig's disappearance, well, I know a lot of people around here wouldn't like that very much. He was one of us.
Okay. Let me have your contact details there, Osha, and I'll let you know how the investigation into his disappearance plans out.
Okay. Slick little operator there, aren't you?
I try my best.
Well, there you go. But keep it to business hours, won't you?
Sure thing.
Aisha grants you a little smirk, and but she pings the contact details over.
Laz is going to leave his flask of good stuff and just say, this is by way of Clem, the owner-operator of the Rusty Mustang. He's called in before, not able to come visit off the ship this time. Just this is from him. Send something his way for him and Yarla, if you get a chance.
Well, you tell him I appreciate that. I always like Clem. We don't see him too often around here, but he's a character.
Lots of stories.
Oh yeah, you don't know the half of it.
About one place in particular.
Okay, yeah, she cracks open the flask, gives a little sniff, as an approving look, and slips it behind the bar.
Okay.
You tell Clem I'll set a little something aside for him.
Will do. Thanks, Osha.
Okay. You've officially. Osha is now no longer indifferent to the crew. She could be considered friendly at this stage.
Cool.
Well done. Okay. Is that all?
Yeah, Blaz is going to make his way back to the ass with the intention of, waiting for the other guys and then trundling out to try and further inspect the hunter's camp.
Okay. All right, then. In that case, we're going to rejoin. She is the next stop. She's stopping at the security outpost positioned at the gates of the settlement. As you approach the office, the door's shut, but you can sense movement inside. It's all yours.
Okay, so the door was shut.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to give it a polite knock rather than just barging in.
Okay.
I did consider barging in, but I think I'm going to try and be polite.
The door swishes to one side, and you are greeted by the sight of Rubio Locus, settlement security chief, parked at his desk with his feet up, just flicking through his data pad. Well, hey, if it ain't the crew of the Rusty Mustang. What can I do for you there?
I thought it might be a good idea to come in and see you and apologise for the stapler incident. Our dragon friend can be a little bit of a megalomaniac.
Well, look, don't you worry about it. I'm just doing my job, and between you and me, the administrator here can be a little bit hard work from time to time. I know we can rub people up the wrong way occasionally.
Yeah, you can definitely say that. I think he's rubbed most of the crew up the wrong way by this point.
Well, he's been under a lot of pressure lately. Ain't exactly been himself.
Have you known him for a long time?
Well, we were stationed here at the same time, right at the beginning of the settlement.
Wow.
But yeah, well, there's been a lot going on, and we ain't as close as we were. I mean, not that we were ever close, but never mind.
It's okay. I think I get it. I mean, when we were talking before about Nix bringing the hunters in, I could tell that you really weren't happy about that, and maybe a little bit hurt beyond kind of professional capacity. Yeah, I just got that impression, but I'm not very good at reading people.
Well, look, we've been working here a long time. I hope you don't mind me sharing this with you, but we've been here a long time together, and obviously we had to work side by side. Well, when all this arachnoid business started up, people were scared, and they turned to me to make them feel safe. And him bringing in outsiders, it was like he was saying I couldn't do my job. But I don't know what happened. We used to talk all the time, and now he just he spends all his time with his assistant, a couple of my guys. Doesn't seem to want to talk to me anymore. Mostly I just get messages passed back and forth through a couple of my crew.
That must really hurt to have not just lost a colleague, but I guess lost a friend. I know how that feels, so you have my sympathy.
Well, I don't know, we were never really friends. It's just strange. He's never seems to be around anymore. He's locked up in those offices. We're just sitting here, sitting on our hands, parked on our asses. Can't do anything. And those hunters, well, I don't know. Maybe I've been here too long. Outsiders can make me uncomfortable sometimes, but I don't know. Something about them just don't smell right.
Funny, we get that impression too. At this point, she's holding out, just very casually, her comms with the open line, making sure that Face is getting all of this about Nix and hoping it's helpful context for his discussion. Yeah, you could say we've met the hunters. They don't exactly seem like the friendliest bunch. Have you spent much time with them?
Well, I was told in no uncertain terms just to leave them to it. They don't come into town much. They seem to be getting on with the job, so I just do as I'm told. But I don't know, them sitting out there, lurking out there, just... I know everybody in this place. And I don't like people I don't know. Maybe I'm just old.
Nope. I hear that, to be fair. I don't like most people, especially strangers. I hope you don't mind. I just wanted to ask a couple of questions. With
Sure.
your experience of the settlement and of kind of things when it first kicked off with the spiders. Did you encounter any of the spiders when they started infiltrating the mines?
Well, we went out there to check it out before outside help came in, and we knew pretty much straight away we weren't going to be able to handle them all. Especially not without leaving the settlement undefended. I can't risk my men without risking the whole colony. We went up there with Maserata. We went out, broke into groups, checked out the different mines, and well, we knew pretty quick it was out of our control. You know, that was probably the point where me and Maserata went our separate ways. Nothing seemed the same after that.
Did any of the spiders? Did you fight any of the spiders? Did your men fight any of them? Did they attack you?
Well, yeah, we had a few skirmishes with them. They were all over the mines. We didn't get in too deep. We knew we were outnumbered. I'll never forget it. They came out those tunnels so fast. We were lucky to get out of there with our hides. I was worried for
Absolutely.
Maserata. Him being a civilian and all. But he was over at the East Mine, and it's a hell of a lot quieter over there. In fact, almost no arachnoids over there at the moment. At least as far as I know. But it just wasn't worth the risk of
interesting.
opening up the mine while we knew they were a threat. We're spread too thin here.
Definitely the safest option. I don't suppose you've been out into the mountains at all, have you? There were some reports that the spiders were actually coming down from the mountains.
It's where they normally live.
Did you ever send a team out there to check it out?
Well, we knew about them. They used to be all holed up in the mountains, but we never go up there. It's almost impassable. It's nigh on impossible to mine. So the recon team that first identified Cryonis as being a good spot for our operation, they saw a large population of the Arachnoids up in the mountains, but there was no evidence of them ever leaving the mountains. I mean, why would they? They're after the ore, and all the real ore is up there. We just can't get to it. But they got no problem skittering up and down those things. We barely ever saw any down here. Certainly nothing we couldn't handle.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time. It's been really helpful. I guess I wanted you to know that if anything comes to mind, if you think of anything else, it'd be great if you could contact me.
Sure.
Thank you. I'd ping my contact details over.
Okay.
I hope you know that we're outsiders, but you can count on us if you need anything, and we really hope that the same is true. That you might help us out if we maybe need some extra support for the good of the colony.
It's my job to keep everyone safe, and that's what I'm going to carry on doing.
Great. Thanks. She leaves and shuts the door behind her.
Okay. Finally then, let's cut over to Face over at the administrator offices.
Have I found him already, or?
You've headed up to his. You've reached his office.
Okay. And yeah, I'm just gonna knock on the door.
There's a little there's a little kind of traffic light thing on the door. Just goes green, and the door is open.
Okay, I walk in to the room.
Greeted with this by the sight of Mr. Maserata and his assistant, Dido. He's as usual, up to his eyes in his computer, tapping away on his datapad. Dido is dutifully stood in the corner, kind of awaiting instructions, and she looks at you. Clearly, you spook her a little bit. She always seems spooked. This woman, she always seems spooked. To be quite honest. Yes.
I give her a little smile and just nod at her.
She seems to relax a little bit. Hi. Mr. I'm sorry, I don't remember getting a surname. What is it I can do for you?
Well, I've just got a few questions. Oh, I trust you got your stapler back.
Yes, I did. And he
Good.
picks up a stack of papers and pointedly staples the corner of a set of them and puts it down, and then puts the stapler back in his drawer.
I've got some questions for you, Mr. Maserata, if you've got the time.
As long as it's brief, I am terribly busy.
Seems you've been very busy for a while now.
Well, it's a difficult job, yes. Made no easier, I might add, by the sudden appearance of outsiders with constant questions and, quite frankly, if you don't mind me saying, sir, a lack of manners.
I look at his assistant and say, would it be okay if we spoke privately, please?
Miss Box, if you would wait for me in the other room, this won't take long. She just sheepishly kind of nods and shuffles out.
So, Nix. What do you know about this planet, Nix?
Well, I know many things about Cryonis 3. You're going to have to be more specific than that.
You established this mining settlement, yes? And this operation. This is your business.
Well, I was appointed by the Cryonis Cooperative to run operations here, yes. I wouldn't be so presumptuous as to say that I established it. I merely run things. On behalf of my employers.
Okay. And in your time here, these Arachnoids, whatever they are, have mostly stayed in the mountains.
That's correct.
And these mountains, you know how they were formed?
I have been informed that they were formed by some form of cataclysm many centuries ago. Something to do with the binary system which we occupy. I confess I am not a geologist.
You've got the basics, it seems. Have you encountered any other kinds of ore on this planet?
As I say, sir, I'm no geologist. My main concern is with the ore that we're here to mine. You would have to ask an expert on such things. Not aware of anything of particular note.
So none of your experts have brought anything new to your attention?
No.
I see. And have you ever thought that maybe this cataclysm will happen again?
Well, as far as I understand, it almost certainly will, but not within yours or my lifetime. Well, certainly not mine. Perhaps you, I don't presume to know. Anyway, no, it's not for some time.
Okay, and you have experts here. You have xenogeologists here, do you? And
Well,
and
we had Dr. Helsig, but as you know, he was sadly lost. Since then...
yeah, about that. How long has he been missing?
Well, several weeks. Since shortly after the Arachnoid incursion.
Okay, and you said he spent a lot of time at his lab.
No, I've never been to his lab. That was Dr. Helsig's concern. As I say, my concern is the colony.
Yeah, no, I'm saying he spent a lot of time at his lab. He didn't
Yes, well,
stay in town very much.
no, he would go out there for a day or two at a time, but would always return to the colony when he'd completed his work. He was a diligent and professional scientist, from what I can tell.
You didn't speak to him much then, though.
I don't know what we would really be discussing. No, not really.
Well, it seemed to me that if he had made any new discoveries, he would have kept you informed.
I'm sure he would have passed it along if he'd have found anything of importance to me and my work. But I mean, no, we rarely crossed paths, really. Just another citizen of Cryonis 3, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. So you would not be surprised to learn then that there is another element or on this planet.
Really? Well, do enlighten me. I like to stay informed.
I want to do, before I continue, I want to do a sense motive
Okay.
and see what I can sort of get from this guy.
Okay.
Get a dice. Here we go. That is an 8.
You can't be sure whether or not it's. Obviously, you don't have the best relationship with this guy,
Yeah.
so that might be what you're just picking up on. It's probably that.
Okay.
He does seem off, but
Seems
he
like he's
seemed off
avoiding-
since you met him,
Yeah. Yeah.
so it's hard to say. Maybe if he hadn't stolen
Okay.
a stapler, could have got a better read on him.
That stapler was important to the mission.
I know it
Let's
was.
stick by that.
We're not going to get. We're not. Yeah, you're right. You're right. We shouldn't get bogged down in stapler talk again. Yeah. Okay.
No.
So these findings of yours. Do you want to enlighten me, or is this a further waste of time?
Well, it seems that there is another element, another ore on this planet. And it seems like it could be worth a lot of money to me.
Well, if you're correct, then I suppose congratulations are in order. Of course, I will have to notify the consortium. They will, I'm sure, be interested in any such discoveries. They do have the access rights to this moon. I hope you're not thinking of launching any sort of counterclaim.
Well, I'm just saying that maybe my employer would be willing to up his stake in this little endeavor, if you could give us any information that you might have.
Well, as I say, I don't know what it is you're referring to. Any shareholder business is to be conducted between the shareholders, of which I am not. But, thank you for the information. Do you have any other questions or information for me?
Well, I would... I don't like you, Nix. I'm going to tell you now, but I will warn you that this planet does not have as long as you think it does. And I would sort your affairs out. If there's anything going on here, it's going to be found out. And if there's anything you can do to help us carry along and get this gun quicker, because you are running out of time here. The planet is going a bit haywire. And we need to sort this out, because the settlement is definitely in trouble. A bit more imminent danger than maybe you thought. And, we wouldn't want anyone to be here while that happened, would we?
Of course not. However, you'll excuse me if I don't upend the operations of this facility based purely on the wild conspiracy theories of an outsider. One who has conducted himself, if I may be honest with you, sir, in a rather unsavory and unhelpful manner since his arrival. I also do not appreciate threats. Do not delude yourself into thinking that you are in charge here.
I'm gonna do a little outward snort and puff smoke out of my nose in an attempt to intimidate him.
Okay.
Did your 10-foot dragon just pick him up and threaten to throttle him? We're beyond negotiation.
Give me an intimidate check. Alright, I just need to get something while you're doing that. 2 seconds.
Yeah, I'm taking bids on. I'm taking bets. Sorry, but you're only getting 1 to 3 odds that Nick Maserata lives through this encounter.
I'm concerned, really concerned. Can we just whisper through comms, don't kill, no kill, no kill.
So yeah, I'm gonna say isn't a hand just 5 lizards on a stick?
Sorry, did you give me that intimidate?
No, I haven't rolled yet. One
Okay, excellent.
Oh, no.
Ormungandr just goes, what about his hands? He doesn't eat
That
them.
is 26.
Oh, okay. I think that probably will do it. Pretty sure that will do it. Sorry, I've just realised that some of my character sheets are maybe not quite as complete as I had hoped.
Too much time crafting this guy's voice, which is, I agree with Zoe in the chat, fucking on point.
Yeah.
This is the thing, you can craft voices while you're commuting to work in the car. It's very difficult to bang together character sheets in the same setting. That's what I've found. This is why my voices are much more developed than any of my stat work. Okay.
After I intimidate him,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say, look, Nix, We've lost a crew member on this planet already, and we don't want to lose any more. If you care about any of the lives in this settlement, you will give us the information we need to conduct our investigation, and we will be on our way.
Well, perhaps prior to his unfortunate disappearance, Dr. Helsing may have mentioned something about a cataclysm. Like you, I presumed he was a conspiracy theorist. I can't have him running around the settlement, disrupting operations, panicking the people. I ignored his warnings, and as yet I'm yet to see any evidence as to why I would be considered wrong on that. Yes, the Arachnoids have descended from the mountains, but for all we know, this is part of their usual migratory behavior.
You said you couldn't have him running around telling people about this. What do you mean by that?
I urged him to keep his wild theories to himself. They had no place here at the settlement.
Urged him with force?
I do not use force, sir. I am an administrator.
But you have people that would use force.
He just kind of clams up.
I see. Well, in any case, if Dr. Helfig is right, then whether you want to protect your operations or not, you will have to leave the planet at some point and return when the cataclysm's over. I think the people here are sensible enough not to panic if you just have everything under control. If you safely evacuate the settlement, have everything ready to go, there's no reason for people to panic.
I will speak with the workers. That's all I can promise you.
Good.
If you are correct, then it is only fair that they have adequate warning to be able to respond accordingly in a timely manner. That's all I can promise.
Okay. And you have no idea where the doctor is, no?
It's my understanding that he was abducted by the Arachnoids. I know nothing more.
I wouldn't want to have to come back here, Nix.
You can give me a sense motive if you want at that point.
Okay. 11.
His relationship with Dr. Helsing was not good. And there is more to that story.
Yeah.
You just sense it.
From the information that I heard over the comms and from how he's acting, I am definitely 100% sure that he is at the fucking hunters camp. Like 1,000,000% sure that he's there. Well, thank you, Nix, and I hope everything can be a bit smoother from here on out. I've got to go now.
Yes, as I say, I am terribly busy. He's looking at his timepiece. He'd been glancing at his clock for pretty much all of that meeting. Constantly looking to his clock. Yes, you must. Yes, I am very busy. I must ask you to leave. I have taken on board what you have said, and will act accordingly.
Good. And I just walk out. Don't close the door, though.
The door swishes shut behind you and clicks to red immediately.
Oh, damn.
Immediately as you walk over the threshold.
Okay. And I'm just gonna get on and just say, guys, did you hear all that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
I'm heading back to the ass.
I'm gonna have a 2-minute wait while you guys decide amongst yourselves what the next stage of the plan is. Okay, so it'll be a couple of minutes and then you crack on.
So, if there's only 4 people left at the camp, and we suspect Dr. Helsing is there, while the patrol's out, is it worth us going and trying to break into that pod?
If we can do so stealthily.
If you can stealth it, yeah.
The thing is,
Should be able to.
I am better suited, it seems, to fighting these bugs than anyone else because of all my fire.
That's true. That's true.
Very true.
But then you decided to piss off Dex, so which is why I'm here with a long arm, which I'm not proficient in the use of.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't decide to piss off Dex until he decided to piss me off. So.
Okay, that's fine, but it's a moot point. Let's just accept the fact that. Well, I'll tell you what's useful to know is they don't like fire, and you can shoot flames, and we also know that they don't like
smoke. The smell of their dead.
They don't like the smell of their dead. So those two things combined. Last thing, guys. Yeah, I reckon it's probably a good time for you. Because I've already communicated with you that I've left the settlement. It's going to take us at least a half hour there, half hour back. Right?
Yeah.
It's probably worth you going and seeing if you can hit that little octagonal building. See if Dr. Helsing... I mean, at least what we do is we confirm whether or not Helsing's there, and if he is, you can rescue him. And maybe he's the key. Yeah?
I think that's got to be our next move.
Okay, so you guys have got a plan?
Yeah, I'm gonna give Blaz my camouflage armor stuff.
Well, I don't know if Bilaz has fallen asleep.
I'm resting my eyes.
Okay. It's always so flattering how much of a struggle it is to keep James awake week to week. Okay, so a little exchange of gear, and then so just bullet point for me where everybody's going, what everybody's doing in this next section.
Can you guys drop me at the Rusty Mustang and then go to the camp, just you two?
Sure.
Okay.
Is everything okay?
I feel like me being there would just be not conducive to the mission's success.
You're probably right.
So I'm with Dex and Wes in the ATV heading to. Is it Gamma Mine?
That's the northerly one, isn't it? I've just misplaced my map.
Gamma Mine, I think you said, yeah.
Yeah, it was Gamma.
Gamma Mine.
Yeah, yes, thank you. Okay, yeah.
So and I'm just familiarising myself with this long arm, checking the sights, checking how it works, and this cool railgun thingy.
Okay. So we've got Face heading to the Rusty Mustang, being dropped off by Shi and Blaz, who are heading to the Hunters' camp, which is now down to the skeleton crew of 4. We're going to cut to Ormungandr. Bear with me 2 seconds. So let me just see what they're right. Can everybody just bob out of Owlbear for 2 minutes, just so I can find the right map here? That would be just lovely. That one is everybody out?
I think so. I just shut it down. Do I need to actually log out?
No, it looks like everybody's out. That's fine. Just want to make sure that I've got the right one. Okay. Just let me. Don't come back in yet. Just gonna put a bit of fog down. Huh. Not quite. Sorry, faces. It'll take me 2 seconds, and then we'll be good.
I don't know. You fall asleep on a couple of streams after that.
Never live it down. Never live it down.
Are you back with us now?
Yeah, look. Until I start snoring, just assume that I hear vaguely what's going on.
I'm not sure what's worse, you asleep or electrocuting people.
So in theory, I should be able to do this, I think. Okay, cool. Right, sweet. Schloop. Okay. You can come back into Owlbear now if you so wish. Okay, so we are going to rejoin Ormungandr. You feel the APC starting to slow, trundling to a steady halt, and the big armoured doors slide back, and your team of 4 chaps, plus Dex, plus Wes, dismount from the APC, and you start to approach the mining facility. Now, as you look around, the plain's given way to a rocky outcropping, probably 100 foot high, with a large metallic bulkhead. Kind of looks almost as if it's been jammed into the rock. An opening in the side. There are a few small container buildings dotted around the entrance. You see the tracks of vehicles left in the dirtied snow. There are a couple of loader type vehicles. It's deserted and silent in the darkness. There are some basic emergency power still on, so there is some very low level lighting at the container offices out the front, and a dull glow emanating from inside the main tunnel as far as you can see it. But as you look around, you see no signs of life or activity. Dex turns to you and goes, "Well, welcome to Gammon Mine. You gonna be okay in here?"
Nongo, let's dance.
He Dex signals to a couple of the sentry guards, and they start piling up. They had a selection of not huge but decent-sized arachnoid corpses strapped to the roof of the APC, presumably from another hunting raid, and you see like a kind of a burn pit near the entrance to the mine, already pre-par with some arachnoid corpses. They start loading the fresh meat onto the pile, and Wes moseys over to the pile and unleashes a 20-foot gout of napalm hot flame onto the fire pit, and it goes up very, very quickly, issuing pluming black smoke from the pyre. They maneuver what appear to look almost like large jet engines on trolleys, huge ventilation units that normally would be used for pushing air through the mineshaft system, keep the air circulating for the workers, so they're not purely reliant on their protective equipment. And they position these in such a way that they produce a huge amount of thrust to force the smoke into the entrance to the mine. It's quite the operation. They've clearly got it down to a fairly slick routine, and the thick, noxious smoke of the arachnoid bodies is pumped into the mine for maybe the next 10 or 15 minutes. You don't really detect any movement or activity inside the mine, but after about 10 or 15 minutes, they crank down the turbines. The cacophonous roar emanating from them winds back to a kind of background low frequency hum and high pitched whine as they go into sort of tick over mode. Visibility at the mine entrance starts to clear a little bit. It's still hazy, and it's still pretty unpleasant, a little bit acrid on the nose, but it is at least habitable. And they leave them ticking over, but really it's pushing little more than wisps of the smoke, not the black plumes that they were pummeling into the mine system 10 minutes ago. You see everybody readying weapons and taking position around the mine entrance. You ready to go?
Okay, yeah, I'll do likewise.
Okay.
Bring my railgun up to, I suppose, prep my railgun, make sure that I'm ready to go.
Okay. Up ahead of you, Wes takes point with his heavy flamer, flanked either side by two of the sentries. You notice, and you start to descend into the mine system.
I guess I'll say to Dex, where do you want me?
You stay close to me for the moment. We're gonna head a little way into the mine, and then you can see what we're dealing with here. Just keep your head on the swivel. We know the tunnels in here pretty well, but they keep popping new holes in the walls every day. So don't think they can't come from behind you.
So you and Dex and the two other sentries essentially form a second squad, following up the first squad. You start to make the opening sections of the mine. You see track work, tools, bulkhead lighting, tunnel supports. It's very much a populated mine. There's kit around. There's wiring running down the tunnel walls. Everybody seems relatively relaxed at this point, but as you push deeper and deeper into the mine, it starts to get incredibly dark. The emergency power managing the upper tunnels clearly reaches a point where it is no longer functioning, or the wiring's become damaged. You still see the occasional bulkhead light, but they are not working, and the tunnels start to become pitch black. Everybody engages rifle-mounted and head-mounted torches. Do you have any apart from you do have a bit of a torch on your railgun? Do you have any other lighting equipment on you?
No, but I have low light vision.
You do have low light vision.
Hopefully, with everybody else's torches, sweeping the area, I should be able to see reasonably.
Yeah. Okay. So you're doing relatively okay. You can really, down in these lower levels, you can really feel you can smell how many times that smoke has been blown down here. There's this kind of like sort of stagnant, acrid note to the air, kind of like a bonfire smell.
Almost you can taste it.
Yeah, it kind of persists down in these lower levels. It seems to bring the rest of the party comfort, but it is unpleasant. And you start to notice, you've been seeing tool marks, laser tool marks on the walls pretty much all the way down here. You now start to notice something else. You see scratch marks. These scratch marks you have seen once before. You recognise them from the chasm. You see the telltale sign of arachnoid activity as you start to get deeper in. And eventually you are as far as they've gotten so far. You make it down to that point unmolested, but you've now reached the end of where the mines had reached, and the tunnels now are not man-made. They are dug by chitinous claws, and that's where we're going to jump over to the map. So let me just pull up a copy of Ormungandr. Here he is. And Wes. There he is. Dex is back here. And then we've got some sentries too. So we got 2 up front with Wes, and 2 hanging back with Team 2. Okay, let me just pull that up for chat so they can see what's going on. There we go. It is incredibly dark down here, and the even with your low light vision, you are struggling to make out the wall detail. Low light vision, of course, doesn't. All it does is it enhances your ability to see, but the resolution and the color definition of what you see starts to degrade the darker it gets. So you've got an advantage over. You can only presume the rest of your party, but at the same time, you are starting you're finding it more and more difficult to resolve detail in the tunnels ahead. There we go. Let's get everybody on a square. Okay. Wes pushes up slightly ahead and drops himself into this square here and unleashes a gout of flame to clear the corridor ahead, which will uncover.
So, Joe, I assume because it's like a napalm-like substance, it sort of just sticks to the walls and it keeps burning as long as there's actual fuel. So, does that provide more illumination?
No, it doesn't. No, it burns incredibly fast. It's not like a napalm that sticks. It's not like a gelatinous substance. It's just it's similar to Face's nose spray, where it's just like whoosh and then
His fire sneeze.
and in fact, it's quite disorienting because even with your low light vision, when he does that, you get momentary kind of like night blindness from how bright and intense it is. But yeah, you don't see anything up ahead. Wes moves over here to this point. Sentries moving in alongside him. And your sentries run up to here. Here. Dex pushes in. Where are you going, Ormungandr?
I guess I'll move up.
Okay. Give me a perception check, please.
Ooh, that is 7.
Okay. You can't see anything up ahead. You hear what sounds like gravel, like a little bit of gravel running down a rocky surface, but you can't tell whether it's the sound of your footprints or the sound of the rest of the team or just your mind playing tricks on you. Okay, we do have a little bit of additional vision here, so let's just uncover that. This little side cavern here. Oh. And up ahead, you start to see like a light glow. Can't quite work out whether it's just your eyes adjusting or what, or whether there's something else occurring. And there seems to be a light glow coming from the cavern ahead. Where's this going to go here? And here. They're going to move up. Okay. Where do you want to head, Ormungandr?
So I'll move here.
Okay.
Oh, I'm just wanting to clarify. Have I got fields of fire, or am I blocked by Wes? That'd be my other question. I suppose I'm blocked by. Am I blocked by all these people, or
you can fire? You could fire around him. You're not because if you're not using a kind of an area of effect weapon, you can fire past him, and it would actually give you some degree of soft cover.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, I'll stack up behind Wes then.
Yeah, I thought you'd like that. Okay. As you reach this cavern, plonk, you are greeted by a sight. And the sight is...
The sore eyes.
I'm changing the I'm changing the battle
Goblin
music.
Arachnoids.
Give me 2 secs. We're changing the battle music. Where's my other Starfinder tunes? Where did they go? I got rid of them all. Where did they go? It's been that long since we've had a battle. Let's have it. Come on, where you go? Do that one? No. Where's my bloody... Oh, well, that's annoying. What? I don't know where my OST's gone. Right, I'll find that in a minute. So it's very exciting anyway. Okay. Give me an initiative roll, please, sir.
That is 16.
16, okay. My droney boys. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, let's get this into a note. Drone. 17. Drone. 19.
Bloody hell! Do these guys have something weird? Are you just rolling off?
5. Drone. What's this last one? 10. Okay.
These
So you.
Scully fucks, are they like super sensitive? Because they're like scouts or something.
You'll find out, won't you?
Really hot.
Tell you what. These are the babies. What did you say? You got 16.
Yes. Sorry. Yeah, 16.
Okay, and my boys are gonna be doing. Okay, that's 12. 12 and 7, 19. So, 12. And finally,
I don't like that you're having to fight without the rest of us. Like, we should be
Well-
there to protect you.
Do you think it's? Are you not going? Oh, Sam was doing a Gandalf. He just wants to like stock up on XP. He's just like, yeah, the rest of you run away. Gunshot blast. Level up.
okay.
I feel less sorry for you now.
So Wes,
Wasn't the plan.
Wes taking point and being so on the ball. He is, this is not his first time. So he immediately shoots at this drone up here, and that is going to be, that's going to be a hit, and 6. Okay. So he lands a shot with his gun on. I'm just going to quickly name these. I'm going to call that 1, 2, 3. Don't worry, this is I have this encounter is going to be
A brief encounter.
maybe.
Close encounter of the third time. The third time.
Okay, so that's
Well, it's not his first time. It's probably his third time.
It's my first time with arachnoids.
So that is going to be. Sorry, once I get this first round of combat out of the way, it gets a lot quicker. So I've got all my info in a note.
I'm not getting Pukaki like Zoe. It's not gonna happen.
Okay, right.
Or like Face, actually.
Okay. Next up will be Sentry 2. 1. Sorry, once this note's set up, it'll be really quick.
I came here to chew bubblegum and kick Arachnoid ass and pull out a bubblegum. I didn't come here to get jizzed on by Arachnoids.
So this chap is also going to take a pop at drone 1. Should be nice and easy for him. Half. It's a hit. Half.
Do you know what? I'm almost reluctant to actually kill these things because all I've heard so far is that none of them actually, like, I haven't heard any casualties. That's the thing. That's what's making me a little bit like...
I've been, I feel that way. Like, are they even aggressive? Are they the ones starting this? Are they just, like, defending their nests or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay, so they immediately dispose of drone 1. Drone 1 is toast. Dead. Focusing fire. Where's sentries 1 and 2? Pop, 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 pop. Riddle this thing, and it is down. However, we're not done yet, and drone 2 is next up.
I'm intrigued to see how they attack and what they do.
Okay, so move is good. So it's going to come skittering up. 5 down. Boom. Straight into close combat with Sentry 1. Going to do a melee attack. I need to open that in a new tab. I've almost got all my tabs open. Come on, get open. And that is going to be a hit, and it's going to be for that block. Fucking go away.
I'm getting intrigued if this thing actually splats some of these guys, actually takes them out.
Where's that?
They took out Dex. I mean, convenient. Although I kind of want to do that myself. Still.
Unless not that I'm putting any putting ideas into Day's head, one of them bursts out the side of the wall here and kind of
It's just
ambush. You know, I guess he's probably quite safe.
Excuse me, I've just been ups my bloody. Why is that? Sorry. Sorry, my bloody stat sheet isn't working as it should be. Why? Come on. Come on. There we go, right. 23 plus half. Which is a 1, so it's not plus. Okay. So 4. Okay, 5. Okay, 5 damage on Sentry 1. Which I do actually have open now. Okay, so he's down to that. Okay. Next up, 1920. Okay, drone 2's gone, so drone 3, no. Okay, so it's going to be 3, 4. Okay, so Sentry 2 is just going to move out the way of Wes's redonkulous gun and shoot at drone 3. Nice and easy. ranged attack, which will hit, and 6 damage. Lovely. On drain 3. Okay, 7. Alright. Next sharpest on the ball was... I think it's you next, Ormungandr. So what are you going to do?
So I am going to drop my railgun and go boom, 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 boom.
Okay, yeah.
And I will strike
you are.
drain 2.
Hang on a sec. You have just moved into an attack of opportunity range on drain 2.
That's fine.
Okay, so they're going to do a quick melee attack on you. 26. I'm taking that hit.
Oh yeah, no, that's definitely it.
That's going to be.
Jesus Christ, that's pretty good.
And that's 5 damage.
I'm wondering if I could move into position there without. Ooh, that's 5 damage. Okay, that's cool. 5. Yep. Okay. I should have factored in the attack opportunity, but I will do next time.
Okay, but you do still get to take a shot.
Yeah. That's 25.
That's a hit. Give me your damage. Is that on drain 3, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, it's my damage again. I'm sorry. I'm like, oh, and I've got entropic. Sorry, this is like I'm a bit rusty, man. I'm a bit rusty.
You can't use entropic strike on a ranged weapon. Ranged weapon, no, can you?
No, I'm hitting him. I'm not.
You're attacking drone 2. I apologise. Sorry, I thought you were railgunning. Sorry. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
So I took damage. That's given me. Sorry, I just have to quick note. Sorry, rusty combat. So it's plus one for combat. That's 7 damage.
7 damage. That is just enough to. Oh no, it's not. No, it's not. Okay, so 7. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, not much left. Okay, fine. So that was Ormungandr. Now it's going to go to who's next in order. No, 14. No, 12. So yeah, so. So Sentry 1 is going to is now in melee combat. So the Sentry's not so good at the old melee combat, but they're going to give it a go. That's a hit. And it's going to be pitiful. Okay, 2 on 2. All right. Okay, and. Sentry has 12. Sentry 4 is going to run up to provide some cover here, and is going to have a pop at. You know what? It's going to support you and have a pop at drone 2. So ranged attack misses on drone 2. Okay, Sentry 3 is also gonna stay exactly where they are. Have another attack on drone 2. Also misses. This is why they don't get paid the big bucks. Okay, I think that's everybody. Sentry 4's had a shot. Yeah. Okay. So Dex steps up. Let's get a new tab up here so I can get his stuff. Go. He very much has his own sheet. And that's he's going to take a shot at he's actually going to position himself a little bit differently here. He's going to slide himself in behind Wes and have a pop at drone 3. That's a hit and 9 damage on drone 3. Drone 3 dies. Poof. Struck by Dex's polarity rifle, which is not to be fucked with. Okay, so we're back around to the top of the round. Oh no, Drone 4 hasn't had a go, has it? No, Drone 4 has to run it. So Drone 4 is obviously going to run into the nearest target, which is Sentry 2, and launch a melee attack. That's a hit for sure. Damage. Oof. 5 off Sentry 2. Yeah, they're taking more abuse than they are used to. This is what happens when you get. Yeah, but you know, when you get bunched up in the tunnels, this is what happens. Okay, right. Now, as we've reached the end of the round, we are at this point going to cut back over to the rest of our team. We're going to have a little segue while this battle rages in the mines. Gang, you have been you've dropped face off at the Rusty Mustang.
Yeah.
She and Blaz are still trundling ahead to the camp. However, before you reach the camp, Face, you're on the Rusty Mustang. It's dark out. It's always dark here on Cryonis 3 now. And Clem comes over comms to you. You're up in the sort of lounge area. What are you doing at the moment, by the way? You've just been dropped off. What was your first job?
Probably just cooking some food.
Mm-hmm. So you get a call comes over comms in the kitchen, and Clem's like,
"Oh, hey there, buddy. Don't mean to disturb you there while you're getting your munch on, but Yarla called me and said she's picking up some strange readings out there. She can't quite pin it down. The weather's got pretty nasty. Just wondered if you wanted to take a look."
Yeah, I'll take a look.
"Okay.
Where's Yarla at? Let me go talk to her.
She's up on the bridge. Down on the bridge, I guess."
Okay, I'm gonna scoot over to the bridge. Eating like a hastily put together sandwich or something.
"Well, hey there. I just wanted to let you know I'm picking up some movement out there on the local. Maybe nothing. Probably just the weather. But better to be safe than sorry."
Hey, have you got any big lights that I could take out, have a look around?
"Yeah, we got a couple of survival torches down in the bay."
So I'm assuming they can sort of partially open the door, so I can just like hang there and look out just before I go fully out, because I don't want to just jump down into the snow and get fucking webbed again.
They do. I'm just trying to find the Rusty Mustang map, actually. Where did I put it? There it is. Okay. Boom. Let's just bring that up quickly. Schloop. So here's the Stang, and we'll drop you in there, Face, just so you're... you've already done a nice one. Yeah, cool. That's weird. Appear to have lost my map view. I'll go for a little refresh. Oh, there it is. Just took a minute to load. Okay. So Blaz isn't around at the moment, but you and Clem and Yarla are. So Yarla is... Ooh, Clara. Clem. Yeah, there we go. Let's pop her in the bridge. There she is. She's just in the old captain's chair right now. So you she's picking up like it's a bit what can I say? Non-localized. I mean, there's something outside, but you can't quite pin down where. There are emergency lamps out here that you can use, and here is one airlock that brings you out, opens up to the side of the ship. It's kind of like a little elevator, and then this is the main cargo ramp area at the back of the ship.
Okay.
What's your tactic here?
I'm thinking lower the cargo ramp, not fully yet.
Okay.
Just so it's level, so I can sort of walk out and have a little look.
Okay. Yala hits the cargo ramp. If you want to head to the back there.
You see anything out there, hon?
Give me a perception roll, please.
Yeah, I'm gonna beam my torch out and
Cool.
see if I can.
I'm gonna give you a +2 on this.
That is 18.
18. The winds really start to pick up. There's a blizzard out. It's dark. But with your torchlight flashing over the crates and the containers dotted around the landing pad area, you see a shadow flash between two of the containers. Over, I suppose, from your perspective, it would be kind of in this direction here, towards the tail of the ship, and moving in this direction, kind of circling, I suppose, like round that way. So you're kind of going anti-clockwise towards the side of the ship. So coming from the rear and moving up towards the east side of the ship. What do you do?
Okay, I'm gonna comms to Yala and say, get the headlights on. Get the headlights.
I'll do what I can.
She throws on all the landing lights and stuff. You get a little bit of a better view of the immediate area. However, the containers that the shadow disappeared behind are kind of outside of the throw of this. Is more to kind of illuminate directly under the ship for loading, and kind of identifying the terrain you're touching down on. So it's lit up the ship, but you're still straining to see what it could be. The movement has stopped for the moment.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure the immediate area was lit up fully. You know, I'm gonna sort of like bend down and look under the ship from the platform that I'm on.
Okay. Yeah. So, okay. You don't see. There's nothing untoward under the ship. It's just the hard concrete and the wind-blown snow. However, you hear out of your left ear movement behind one of the containers, and there you hear this kind of sound, and arcing through the night, it almost looks like when you see a plane overhead, you just see the blinking light arc overhead. No, it's more like a sort of kind of almost like a distant LED blinking.
Okay.
And somewhere above your head you hear a clang, 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 clang. And there is a fairly sizable explosion on the starboard side of the ship in the upper levels that resonates through the hull. And then we're going to cut back to our friends Shi and Blaz, who are currently moseying on out towards the hunters' camp. Well, this has been going on. You're at the hunters' camp. We're fucking with the timeline a little bit here. Tell me what you're doing. How are you approaching this?
I'm going to suggest we pause the ass a mile out and make our way in as stealthily as possible on foot.
Very wise. And you when you're within range of the camp, you see that Weasley-looking fuck Quint stalking around. Like he's kind of lurking towards the lower, the sort of more southerly hab modules. You see a sentry lurking around the kind of the utility yard to the side of the canteen. So you've got a pretty good bead on everybody. You don't see big lanky alien guy. The other sentry is positioned kind of on the sort of southwest corner. So you've got kind of two down towards the entrance. One's near the fire pit, one near where the APC was parked, and a sentry in the top right corner.
Baz turns to Shi and's like, well, I could go in there screaming about spiders again, but
Please don't do that
I think
again.
that trick only works once.
I will shoot you if you do that again.
Okay, what would you suggest?
Did Face give you his snow coat thingy?
It did. It's a little bit
Yes.
stretched out, but yeah.
Okay, marvellous. I suggest we try to sneak on over to the HAB module. If the sentry's over at the top right and the other two are near the entrance, then that would mean that the HAB modules, there isn't really anyone near it. Is that right?
That is correct. And I'm actually setting up the map so you've got a little bit of an idea right this second. So you've got a sentry down here. You've got Mr. Quint down here. You have to pretend the APC is gone for a minute, because it is. And you've got a sentry up.
We need to invest in some sleep darts, like badly.
Yes. Oh my god.
It's nice, I like that. Okay, so that is the lay of the land, folks, on the map at the moment. So where are you entering the camp from? What's your plan?
I almost think we need to circle around it and enter from try and enter from the top, from behind the HAB module.
Makes total sense. So I'm going to bring your little minis onto the board then, in that top corner. I think that's a very sensible call. So we've got Shi here, popping in up the top. Let's just say up here, like that, and we've got Blaz as well. There's Blaz. Following Shi. Okay, there we go. So you're coming in that northwest corner. Okay. I'm presuming you're just beelining for the HAB module entrance.
I think that's going to be the best thing. We just need to get in and out as quickly as possible.
Okay,
without
so
being seen.
the door is on this little face on the diagonal corner here. So as you come round to it, are you both going in? Or are you basically just both sticking together and going straight for the door?
Oh, Blaz, we need Blaz to open the door.
Okay.
So we'll do it. We'll go in together.
Okay,
like
so
we did last time.
Yep.
Worked so well last time.
Give me stealth roll. Give me stealth rolls for both of you, because this is.
I'm praying for you, Blaz.
Guys, if you need to make a guys, if you need to make a quick exit, notice there's a cool little snow speeder thing.
I'm also actually going to give you advantage on these stealth rolls because you already have layout of the land. You already have where everybody but the tall guy is. So and you already know I'm going to give you advantage on these.
Advantage is +4, right?
No, advantage is just 2 rolls and take the better.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
I don't need to roll again. 22 without the stealth cloak, 24 with the stealth
You're
cloak.
absolutely grand, yeah. She?
You could get
31.
Sorry, 21.
31.
31. Yeah, you absolutely just slide up to the doors. She is like directly under a streetlight, and yet she's still invisible. It's quite remarkable. Blaz.
Right. I'm going to get this lock done.
You're up to the data pad once again. Your nemesis from last week.
I believe in you, Blaz. You can do it.
Yeah, okay, no pressure.
You have
Computers.
guidance. Where is Javier when you need him?
That is a 20.
You hear the fairly heavy lock behind the bulkhead retreat into the frame, and comes slightly ajar.
Slip inside.
Yeah.
As you enter, you are greeted by the sight of papers and books and data pads strewn across the floor. There's a bunk, desk, a table lamp in the corner, a crate with various provisions in, and if I do this, schloop. That's not gotten rid of it. Why has that not got rid of it? Come on. Ah, okay, just do it this way. You are met by the small purple furry form of Dr. Ubel Helsig as you head inside. I take it you both slip inside, do you?
Yeah.
Okay. You head inside what is, as you look around, fairly apparently a cell. And he's like, and he skitters up to him. He's like,
Who are you? What are you doing here?
That says Dr. Helsig, I presume.
Yes?
That was the only line I've got. I'm
you know what? We'll take that. We'll take that. That's fine. We're going to cut back to Ormungandr. That's a perfect place to leave it. I don't know why I was trying to, even hoping you'd continue it. That's ideal. So back over to Ormungandr's situation, and he is still fighting off the first wave. Little creepy crawlies. We're back to the top of the combat round.
Not gonna lie, I wish I was just having a chat with a nice Skittermander.
First up is Wes. He is going to push forward a little. Whirl. Actually, no, he's not. No, he's going to stay there because he's not daft. He's going to take a shot at drone. He's going to take a shot at drone 4. And that is going to be arranged. He manages to miss, perhaps because he's trying to avoid hitting his own man with the flame, the gout of flame. He does actually manage to miss the 4th drone. So we're going to move very quickly on to Sentry 2, who is in hand to hand with that drone, and that is definitely going to be a hit. And 5 points of damage for drone 4. Just going to take them down to, oops, that much. Okay. Followed immediately by Sentry 2, the best roll. Sentry 1 is up next. Drone 2.
Bear in mind he gets +2 to hit.
Who does?
Or rather, it's -2 to drone's armor class.
Sentry 1.
He's flanked.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Attacking drone 2.
Yeah.
Drone 2 is flanked. So
no,
it's
you're right.
-2 to his armor
No,
class.
you're right. So he's going to hit. That is definitely going to hit anyway. And that is going to be... Okay, drone 2. Oh, drone 2 is limping at this stage. Also with the same... Drone 2 did have the same initiative, though. So Drone 2 immediately retaliates on Sentry 1 with his own attack.
God damn, how much damage do these creatures have?
But misses. Then we're on to 19, 18, 6. So next up is you, Ormungandr. What are you doing? Take you just wailing on the old melee?
Yeah, so I'm gonna. So can I just clarify? Obviously, I don't know how. Can I perceive how badly hurt Drone 2 looks? Or
Fucking hurt. Hurt.
Yeah, okay. So
Limpy spider. Limpy spider went up the mining spout. Down came
That's
the claws
that's
and knocked
23.
the fucker out. What, sorry?
It's 23.
20, that's a hit, yeah. Give me damage.
So it's just a standard. Oh, that's 7.
Dead. You pretty much rip its legs off and send it careening into the wall. It is incapacitated. It is done for. Drone 2 is out of the picture. Okay, only drone 4 remains. However, sentries 3 and 4 are both going to get to take a shot on it. First, 3 is going to have to maneuver to do so. So he comes running in here and takes a ranged shot, which hits and causes enough damage to kill it outright. Drone 4 is done. The first room has been swept pretty convincingly.
Alright, boys, form up. Let's not have any more surprises. You seem pretty handy with the old claws there. You want to take point on this next one?
Sure.
Okay. Everybody's going to reposition. Do you want, if you're taking point, Ormungandr, you can push ahead, and I will position these sentries in here. Yeah. Just let me get these boys. Kind of
I'll retrieve my rifle, by the way, first, just in case.
Of course, yeah. Wes is going to head up here. Okay, now, as you push ahead into the next area, I just need to do something. Where is it? Is it that one? Yeah, so as you approach the next area, your low light vision detects movement, rustling, crunching of the walls. As you round the corner from this first cavern. No, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. Okay, well, yeah, there we go. But that's not actually what you see. But you do see, basically, a worker and a drone. Unfortunately, you also see another worker, another drone, and this enormous fucker.
Oh, Jesus.
That is hideous. Even on a map, that is hideous.
On seeing this, you obviously will to your team, kind of to warn them and to kind of look for just a flash of guidance, anything.
Well, I'll call Wes up. I'll go,
in that split,
move up.
In that split second, Dex looks you in the eye, looks at what's coming, and
Exit.
Goes.
It's nothing personal.
Pulls a weapon from his hip and aims it to the ceiling and fires into the ceiling just above your head. Give me a reflex saving throw, please.
Reflex. Wait, which is... Oh, reflex. Sorry. That is nat 20. 25.
Nice.
You see the trail of a small propelled grenade-type weapon from this portable handheld launcher. On purely on instinct, perform an amazing tuck and roll dive But unfortunately, to avoid the explosion that is inevitably coming, the only way to do that is to dive towards the spider-like creatures that are arrayed in front of you. One of them looming 12 foot tall in the tight confines of the corridor. Behind you, a concussive thump and a cracking noise shatters the ore and the crystalline caverns in which you find yourself in, and this entire section of the tunnel, 10-15 foot across and high, begins to collapse in on itself, and you, as you pull up out of the roll, just as out the corner of your eye, you see your hunting party begin to be masked out by a rapidly growing wall of rubble. At which point, it is pitch black. There are no more rifle lights. Your torch was damaged in the roll, and you are just left with the sound of... And that, folks, is where we are going to leave it for this week.
Should have let me kill him. Should have let me kill him.
What a bastard!
What an eventful week. Ormungandr, with some tremendous acrobatics, manages to avoid being crushed by a collapsing mine shaft. However, he is now cut off, alone in the pitch black of the mines, staring down a terrifying array of arachnoids. Betrayed by the hunters, who apparently have been holding Dr. Helsig all along. But why? For what purpose? Who can say? Nix Maserata had his cage rattled by the intimidating presence of Face, who has also come under attack from an assailant unknown. Clem, Yala, and Face hold up in the rusty Mustang, while grenades rain down upon their beloved ship. Holy shit, what an episode! What a cliffhanger! You know you got to tune in, same time, same place, next Monday at 8 PM to be part of what happens next. But the plot is thickening, and it's fighty time. So, do not miss. Also, do not forget to follow, like, subscribe, go on YouTube, all that shiznit. OverlordFace, who I've tried to put a message into chat just now. I'm just going to have to do this manually because it's not going to play ball, is it? OverlordFace. Get over to OverlordFace's channel for all kinds of gaming content and other stuff. Arty stuff, Japanesey stuff. You know, the works. Clara Gayl, aka VampZoe, is not here with us this week. She's been abducted again. Women, am I right? But she's also awesome. Games all the time.
Man.
Yeah, no, I'll pay for it after the credits.
Yeah.
Make sure you give VampZoe a follow. Also, we have the new command for the Uncanny Crafter, who has been hanging out with us in chat tonight, aka Ellie. You know. So get over there, and not only can you follow her on Twitch in anticipation of when she starts streaming crafts and arty things, but also you can check out her Etsy shop, which is currently closed, but it means that if you follow it now or have a look at it, the second it reopens, you can get your orders in before all the rest of the plebs do. That's the sort of inside track info that really just, you know, makes your subscriptions and follows, you know, worth the money right there. Right, I'm going to run the credits. Goodbye, YouTube, for when I finally get round to this edit. I'm so far behind on editing now. I keep saying I'm going to be back tomorrow for music, and it keeps falling through because my life's a mess. But I really, really want to play some music, so hopefully I'll do that tomorrow. I hope so. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate it. If you want to know all the score, it's all in Discord. I won't bore you with it now. But let's run the credits, and then we'll come back here. We'll say bye to YouTube. We'll come back and have a debrief and raid out of it. So, see you in a couple of minutes.